G'day. It's Wednesday morning no, it's Wednesday afternoon. It's at 12:53 p.m. On the ninth day of the ninth month, September 2015, and almost the anniversary of something that happened 15 years earlier, I think, or it was September 11th. Uh, you know that day? You know what happened? Something in New York, the World Trade Center. Mm. I was, I remember that day. I was in a small town on the Victorian New South Wales border called Deniliquin, where I worked as an abattoir labourer. Um, Mostly a floor boy, or vacuuming the carcasses and pushing the carcasses from one room to the other. One of my favourite jobs, and one of the worst jobs there was pulling skins. You'd be doing that for 10 minutes, and all the muscles in your arms and would not work anymore. I know some people did that job all day, and you only had to do it for an hour, but that's a long time if you're not used to it. Anyway, I came home from work one day um, to the block of flats where I stayed. I stayed in the flat. Uh, Actually, no, I went to the library. Yeah, I went to the library every day to use a computer. I didn't have a computer over there, so I noticed when I logged onto the website that I usually go. It was a forum. Actually, in that like back then, there was this film. You know, remember the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Um, I used to I used to do a commentary on the I used to be one of the forum members of. I still am actually, but I had a different name of theonering.com. Tolkien Online. We just talk about the movie Fellowship of the Ring and share, opinions and all stuff like that. And uh, I went by the name Helm's Deep until I lost it a few months later when I drove to Sydney and uh, I drove to Sydney and I attended a convention uh, where that was just a few weeks before the release of what was it Attack of the Clones, Star Wars 2, Attack of the Clones or something like that. I bought a ticket to it too, but my car was breaking down. My Ute was breaking down, and I ended up selling it near. Let me see. That was 2002, around about April. Uh, yeah, I sold it New Year's Eve, 2002, 2003, New Year's Eve morning. No, it's New Year's Eve, 2002. But the next day was 2003. Sold it for $600. Yeah, I was just desperate to get rid of it. No one would pay more for it, so. But anyway, yeah, I just used to go to all the computer cafes in Sydney and um, log on to the forum. Anyways, but it was months later, earlier, it was about a year earlier. It was possibly the same time. Oh no, no, it would have been September. I think it was September 2001, September 11, 2001. I logged on that day and I saw pictures of the the World Trade Center towers. Uh, uh, and the smoke billowing up from them. I didn't actually see that they were knocked down though, so I wasn't quite sure what happened, and it took me a while to find out. Incidentally, the place where I was working, the abattoir, a lot of Muslims were there. Lot of Muslims worked there, but I didn't have a problem with them. Not as big a problem with them as I had with people just like me, but I also had Muslim neighbours, which was kind of, I guess you could say, a big kind of ominous or what's that word? Portent, full of, I don't know, kind of scary actually. I ended up leaving that place around about Christmas time. I didn't stay for the. Actually, my brother wanted me to work there for at least a year before I decided to leave, just to, I don't know, show I had could commit myself. But I really couldn't stand working in an abattoir, and it's not nothing to do with it's just hard work and the problems I was having with my ute. Um, I was hoping I could find better work in Sydney and get my ute fixed there, because the amount of money they wanted to fix my ute where I was just too much, and I couldn't handle it. So I left. I told them I left. I only had $400 to my name at that stage, and I ended up spending like nearly a year living out of my ute before I moved into a caravan park. I think that was like not until 2002. Actually, it was about, no, it was only a few months living from the start of 2002 onwards, living out of my ute in and around Sydney, and because of a leaking fuel tank, I had to keep refilling it every time I moved. And the batteries kept going flat, and at one stage I lost, I got a punctured tyre, a couple of punctured tyres really, and had to get those replaced. And it cost money, and it will cost a lot of money to get fixed or replaced. There was also I had to get the keys fixed at one stage, the keys replaced. I lost them, and luckily I had I had some. It was like written down what type of keys these were in a book I had with me in the glove box. So that was easy enough, and I had to get the back of it fixed because it was so bent out of shape it wouldn't close properly, and then the fan belt broke. One of the fan belts broke, and that was like basically that's what drives the engine. Well, that's what helps the engine go. I was able to identify exactly what that was better than the actual mechanics because of a book. This book my parents had given me about everything. You could look up this in a book I had with me at the time, and I could identify the problem faster than the mechanic. So, and I think they charged me a lot of money, which was kind of mean, considering what position I was in at the time. So, but later on that year, I think it was around about the middle of 2002 that I moved into a caravan park on near Cronulla, off Gannons Road, between Cronulla and Carimba, and I lived there for 6 months. And then I moved out, and that's when I sold the Ute on New Year's Eve 2002, and I spent the most of next year until August just bumming around. Well, no, yeah, being a complete hobo in Sydney, living off the streets. But I actually had a lot of stuff with me, so I'm mm, I put all that stuff in a what are those oh, I forget what you call it, storage. You know, you can buy rent storage in a they give you a little it's like a little mini garage. There's a door you open with they give you some keys and you put all your stuff in there, and you got to pay like every fortnight, something like $80, which I could afford considering I wasn't living anywhere. Yeah, so I wasn't living anywhere in Sydney, but earning the dole unemployment benefits until I found work, which I tried to do a few times. And I remember one time I was given a job in some industrial neighborhood. No, one of those. It's sort of like a village filled with small businesses, like uh, it's sort of like an industrial. I forget what you call them. It's an industrial village or something like that. But it was I forget where it was. It was one of the other western or eastern suburbs of Sydney, lesser known. And I was just sleeping nearby in a park nearby, and because I was 15 minutes late, I lost my job, and that was on the first day. And um, so I had to keep searching, looking around for some way I could make a bit money, and it was one of those things that I noticed that window washers would hang around the intersections in and around Sydney, Broadway, Anzac Parade, um, near Bondi, and I thought to myself, you'd never catch me doing that. Anyway, I um, I actually nicked a one of those brushes. The sponge, the squeegee on a stick that they use. I nicked one from a service station near Beverly Hills and started working there. Actually, I think I tried out a place near Anzac Parade just to practice because you had to practice. You had to be good at this to get the money. So I used to practice on the bus shelters where they had windows, just wiping those down. It'd help if you had a bit of Windex, the window cleaner, and a bucket of water. And I ended up buying a bucket. It's actually a nappy bucket. It was really big enough to put a squeegee in. So most buckets they sell aren't that big though. So anyway, I'm here to play Mad Max. So I think I'll load the game while I'm just telling you the rest of my story. And pretty soon I was working in Beverly Hills. They had at the intersection they had it's like a long narrow road island that you could walk along with a fence on it bisecting. You could jump over the fence. It wasn't that high, but it was there. And there was two overhead bridges because it was near a school, a primary school for a lot of Asian children. Can't hear a whoop. And I actually slept. It wasn't on school property, but it was close by. It was sort of like there was sort of like a stairs going up to where the school was, but below the stairs was a little place where you could sit, and the stairs would protect you from the elements. There was like it was sort of bricked in on all three sides. There was a bit of a window on the other side, and you could walk in. It was sort of like a garden. You had to go through a garden to get there. It was on the edge of King George Road and Old Stony Creek Road, and I could walk down the road, and there are all these shops where I buy food and drink, refreshment. A lot of restaurants and cafes there too, and a small movie theatre that I often visit. Uh, there's no like, there's like you pay $7 to see a movie, regardless of being a pensioner or not. $7 adult. I think it's $3 for a child, or I think the children might even have gotten in for free. But used to see quite a lot of films there. Of course, I'd often I'd go into the main CBD of Sydney. I'd overwalk there because I was often prone to doing a lot of walking through Sydney. I could catch a train from Beverly Hills station to on the East Hills line to the city, and play computer games all night in their computer cafes on the main. I think it was. I don't know the name of the road. It's where Parramatta Road meets with Broadway, and you keep going up towards the city, and you stay on that road. There'd be a lot of computer cafes near there, and if you know where Town Hall, I think it's called Town Hall Station, or City Hall Station, it might be Town Hall. You hop off there, and there's the main movie theatre there. It's pretty big. It's where it's where the Australian premiere for Fellowship of the Ring was back in 2002, and I actually drove there while I was still working in the abattoir during my holidays from that job to take photos at the movie premiere, because I was a fairly big fan of Lord of the Rings, and yeah, well, I ended up in Sydney, living on the streets weeks later, but it was kind of because I had problems with work and the car, the ute. Anyway, there's a movie theatre, and across the road there'd be Planet Hollywood, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, which had been closed down and reopened as some other place, and Hungry Jack's, and McDonald's. And it was in McDonald's. If you went into McDonald's there, you'd go downstairs. There's a computer cafe, and it's pretty. It was pretty. What's the word? Trippy. Actually, going to a computer cafe underneath McDonald's there. I'd sometimes spend up to 12 hours in there playing games, or 9 hours, and or just all night, or early morning, and you come out, have breakfast in Macca's, and walk around while the circulation, while my legs began to circulate once again. Anyway, I'll stop playing this. I think that's all I need to tell you. But apart from that, I worked that corner, Stony Creek Road and King George Road in Beverly Hills, for nearly 3 years. I think it was like August 2003 until April 2005. I'd say nearly 2 years, I guess. And I ended up spending a lot of the money I made, but I must have made a fair bit, because I remember at one stage I actually saved up $1,000 all at, after nearly 2 weeks, nearly a week of working really hard, and that was the most I ever made without spending right away, because I was saving up for a van or a ute, another ride, a cheap ride that maybe hopefully someone would sell me. You usually find a lot of vans, camper vans, small vans out on the roadside they look like they'd be in good condition, and someone would be trying to sell them for a couple of thousand, which is what I was trying to make.
You just keep sliding on
But
back.
I also did things like I had to buy clothes, food. I'd often eat a lot. I once got robbed. I once had my pocket picked walking down the road. I don't know how it happened, but my wallet was missing, the wallet I was using, and I had to buy another wallet, and I think I lost about $300 or $400, which kind of gutted me at the time. So I went off to the movies and spent the rest of the money I had, which I had put on me. See, I didn't put my money at all in the wrong same place, but I still had about, I think, between $50 and $100 on me. So I went to the movies just to cheer myself up, and then I remember I went to KFC and bought a bucket of, about 2 buckets of chicken to console myself with, and then I got back into it, and I kept making the money, and I think I ended up then I think I made $1,000. Yeah, when I made that $1,000, I had to I wanted to buy myself a new set of clothes, new shoes, and I also went to see a stage show, and that brought my money back down to $400. So I thought, well, I'll have to keep working and keep searching for my ride, and then my folks turned up one day. They had found me. It wasn't like I was trying to hide. It's just that people were too busy doing their own thing, and nobody was really bothering and I didn't really want any interference anyway, but I wasn't really trying to hide because they actually found me because I used the post office to see, I never used my bank account, but I did use the post office for something, and that's how they located me. There was a post office near where I worked, so they dropped in on me, and I ended up returning home with my folks. Mainly it was because my mother had died, and I kind of missed that. I was only able to go to
no closer.
we went to the grave. Basically, that was, I never saw her before she died, so that was kind of sad. And that was around about April 2005. It took me a while to get used to living at home again. Everything looked kind of small because that's the effect of living outside has on a person. It's just everything looked tiny. When I went and moved back into my old folks' house, where I've still been living for the last 10 years. Now that it started 2015. Anyway, let's get on with this game.
I think the profane camps of the Scrotus hordes should be destroyed. The souls are all exposed.
Must get a better nitrous upgrade. Shit. Those things look like cars.
I need the wheels! Get out there and fix it.
My black fingers itch for sacred work. Look, yonder! A war party coming! Shooter! Let's slinger! Blast his rubber rim!
Why?
Get the wheels here!
Oh man! Oh shit! Busting to go to the loo. I'll just
You're in, Tom. I'm getting impatient here.
That's right. You get to Gastown sometime. Be sure to spot the twinkly outcry. He's a sight.
Now I've cleared the emptied the my colon.
Don't even think about snatching our gear.
If the threat of Lord Scrotus is lessened, it will mean great tidings for us.
Let's just get the job done. That's the problem I've had with the last few games I played. I keep
Looking,
going,
a buried car, my old sacred artifacts. Here they come, the roadkill scum.
What's up? Gas totem!
The fuel tank, it's unprotected. She hurts!
I need drink.
Kai.
Thank you, stranger.
You might find something useful there.
it's only the bleeder that needs the water. Maybe he regurgitates the water. He gives it to his That's kind of dumb. Maybe you're not even supposed to do that, but I've been meaning to do something. Yeah, I'm gonna look at those. The legend, yeah, no. Looks better without it. Must be hot. And it needs beard. bit slow.
We win again!
The sacred wind and water joined together. Sacrament of biscuit.
Hey, the car!
I'm here for you.
Jeez, we're almost running over.
Tommy Moonfield's about here. A scarecrow! The beasts multiply! Storm! The big storm!
We sit safe in the car.
Yeah! Now comes Lord Scrota's horse! Shoot up his tire! Sneak shot, guys! Got us! Looky! Sweet!
I usually have a problem with audio, and I have to start the game every time that happens because it just spoils it. It doesn't look like we can hear him speak. Yeah, best if we start again anyway. Oh man, it's not. It's looks like it's gonna fucking take forever. Anyway, I might stop the video here because I spent more time talking about my escapades down south in Sydney than I did playing the game, and that took some time. So goodbye.